No one expected it to escalate this fast. The night was already electric. The stadium was overflowing with anticipation, every seat filled, every lightstick glowing in a synchronized ocean of purple. The ARIRANG World Tour had already delivered unforgettable moments. But what happened next would redefine the entire night. Because when Jeon Jungkook stepped forward for that performance segment, everything changed. At first, it felt like a normal transition. The music shifted, deeper, heavier, with a bass line that pulsed through the entire stadium like a heartbeat. The lights dimmed, casting long shadows across the stage. Fans screamed, sensing something big was coming. But no one was prepared for this. Jungkook stood at the center of the stage, head slightly lowered, body still, as if gathering energy. The crowd quieted for a split second, just enough to feel the tension building. And then, without warning, the beat dropped. What followed wasn't just choreography. It was an explosion. His body moved with a force that felt almost unreal, sharp, precise, yet incredibly fluid. Every movement hit the beat with surgical accuracy, yet carried an emotional intensity that made it impossible to look away. It wasn't just dance, it was control, power, and instinct all colliding at once. The stadium shook. Fans screamed so loudly it felt like the sound itself was vibrating through the ground. Some couldn't even process what they were seeing. Others were already in tears, overwhelmed by the sheer intensity of the moment. How is this even possible? Is this really happening live? He's not human. Those were just some of the reactions flooding social media in real time. Because within seconds, clips of Jungkook's performance began spreading across the internet like wildfire. And it wasn't hard to see why. Every detail of his dance was mesmerizing. The way he controlled his breathing. The way his muscles responded to each beat. The way his expression shifted, dark, focused, almost dangerous. It felt like he wasn't just performing for the audience, he was consuming the stage. The choreography itself was unlike anything fans had seen before. It pushed boundaries, blending sharp, aggressive movements with smooth, almost hypnotic transitions. At one moment, he was grounded, hitting powerful steps that echoed through the stadium. The next, he was gliding effortlessly, as if gravity didn't apply to him. And then came the moment that truly broke the internet mid-performance. The music slowed. Just for a second, Jungkook paused. The entire stadium held its breath. And then, with a sudden burst of energy, he executed a sequence so intense, so perfectly timed, that it sent shockwaves through the crowd. It wasn't just the difficulty of the move, it was the confidence, the control, the precision. It felt dangerous, unpredictable, alive. Fans described it as the moment everything exploded. Screams turned into chaos. People stood up from their seats. Phones shook as fans tried to capture the moment, their hands trembling from excitement. Some could barely even record. They were too overwhelmed, too caught up in what was happening right in front of them. Even the other members of BTS seemed to react, glancing toward Jungkook with expressions that said it all. This was something special, something different, something unforgettable. As the performance continued, the energy only intensified. Sweat glistened under the stage lights, his movements becoming even more powerful, more raw. There was no sign of fatigue, no hesitation, just pure, relentless energy. It was as if Jungkook had tapped into something deeper, something beyond rehearsal, beyond choreography, beyond expectation. This was instinct, this was passion, this was art, and the audience felt every second of it. By the time the performance ended, the stadium was no longer just loud, it was shaking. The kind of noise that doesn't just fill the air, but vibrates through your chest, your bones, your entire body. Jungkook stood there, breathing heavily, chest rising and falling, eyes scanning the crowd. For a brief moment, everything slowed down again. And then, the explosion of cheers returned, louder than ever. Fans were crying, laughing, shouting his name over and over again. Some were hugging each other, unable to fully process what they had just witnessed, because this wasn't just a great performance. This was a defining moment. Within minutes, the internet erupted. Jungkook's dance began trending worldwide. Clips from multiple angles flooded platforms. Reaction videos started appearing almost instantly. Even people who weren't fans found themselves watching, replaying, trying to understand how one performance could have such an impact. This is on another level. He just changed the standard. No one is doing it like him. Media outlets quickly picked up the story, calling it one of the most explosive performances of the ARIRANG World Tour. Analysts broke down the choreography. Dancers reacted to the technique. Fans created edits, slowing down key moments, highlighting the precision, the power, the artistry, and the conclusion was always the same. Jungkook had done something extraordinary. What made it even more powerful was the context. This wasn't just any concert. This was part of a world tour marking a new era for BTS. A moment filled with expectations, pressure, and global attention. And Jungkook didn't just meet those expectations, he shattered them completely. As the night went on, the energy from that performance lingered. Every song that followed carried the echo of what had just happened. Every cheer felt louder, more intense, more emotional, because fans knew they had just witnessed history, the kind of moment that would be talked about for years, the kind of performance that would be replayed, analyzed, remembered, not just as a highlight of the concert, but as a defining moment in Jungkook's career, and maybe even beyond that. Because when an artist reaches a point where their performance stops being just entertainment and becomes something more, something unforgettable, something that moves people on a deeper level, that's when legends are made. And on that night, under those lights, in front of that roaring crowd, Jungkook didn't just dance, that he exploded. Collision. This performance changed everything. During the BTS ARIRANG World Tour, Jeon Jungkook delivered one of the most powerful and explosive dance performances ever seen on stage. The moment the beat dropped, the entire stadium went wild. Fans screaming, cameras shaking, and the energy reaching a level no one expected. His movements were sharp, intense, and unbelievably precise. Every step hit harder than the last, creating a performance so powerful that many fans said the stadium literally felt like it was shaking. Within minutes, clips of Jungkook's dance went viral worldwide. Was this his best performance ever? Watch until the end and decide for yourself. Backhand index pointing down. Purple heart. Like if you were shocked. Purple heart. Comment your reaction. Purple heart. Subscribe for more BTS viral moments.